Hey guys, Sensei Snap here. And today I'm just going to do a little bit of a full video for any Tarkov players out there. This is a video coming from beginner of Tarkov as well, so something which I've used personally quite often to help improve my skills in Tarkov. I'm nowhere near the best, but I'm nowhere near the worst either. I'm just a bog standard Tarkov player, as some would say. This wipe has probably been the best wipe I've done since Tarkov. Get my stats. I'm not trying to flex or anything. The hours I've played, amount of kills, total, how many raids I've done overall. And this wipe so far, I've managed to land myself 46 PMC kills in total, which I've never done before. So by doing this one little simple trick, it has greatly improved my gameplay by quite a bit. So let's right into it, shall we? So quite a few of my community members have recently bought Tarkov and are completely brand new to the whole thing. They haven't got the foggiest clue what they are doing. So this is pretty much what I've learned from the game. Watching people like Pester League, Fisha, Acreal, that lot, pretty much passing down the knowledge they've taught me, but rather than it be from someone who's really experienced and might think same old stuff, that is pretty much new at this game, plays it for the hell of it because it's fun. So what I'd recommend doing, as soon as you buy the game, you'll have your account, have your stash, you'll have some stuff in it. Obviously, you won't look like this. This is a mess. I'll have some stuff in it. Equip your PMC, USEC or a bear with any equipment you want. Just make sure for this bit of practice, you want to get used to the gun mechanics and stuff. Take a backpack, make sure it's empty. Take some ammo. Have a helmet, body armor, just a primary, spare ammo, or if it's got mags, make sure you've got enough mags, and pretty much load into a raid. But if you don't want to do the PvP stuff anyway, regardless, make sure your character's just kitted out just for the minute anyway. But press next, go into this screen where you want to choose when you want to load into. What I would recommend, first start Tarkov, pretty much majority of the quests are on customs. So what I'd recommend is going into customs and learning the map. Okay. But what you want to do is don't load straight into multiplayer unless you just want to bring it. Nothing wrong in that. But what I'd recommend myself is pick the time. So pick 17:38 in this time, so it's still bright because this would still be quite dark. Click next. Go into enable practice mode for this raid. If you and a buddy have Edge of Darkness, you could do co-op, but just imagine just what a standard account. So click on enable practice mode for this raid. Select whatever you want really. If you well and truly don't want to do anything involving shooting, don't enable PvE. Just click ready and it will take you straight into the raid. Solo, no PMCs, no scavs, no nothing, just literally just you and the map and learn where all the exfils are. So for example, you've done that a few times, you want to practice your gunplay. For example, go enable PvE. Now you're left with quite a few options. So you can have the AI difficulty as pretty much what they are online, or you can swap it up a bit. So random, impossible, hard, medium, easy. I'd say just for your first raid, just do easy. Mount. Yeah, this doesn't really matter. Just choose what you want to do. I normally go for horde, and then you can do enable bosses, scalpel, and tagged and cursed. Enabling bosses means scav bosses will be on the map. These are pretty much high tier levels of scavs, and they have mobs with them. They have bodyguards. That's what I mean. Sorry, and they are highly kitted out. So if you want to practice going against these scav bosses, then enable it. But if not, what I'd recommend, just so you get a bit of fun and it's quite mental, do scalpel. And then if you want the scavs to hunt you down, put tagged and cursed. If not, just leave it blank. Scavwar pretty much makes all the scavs go against each other. It's a continuous battle and it's hilarious. So it's a massive free for all pretty much on a large scale map. And if you want to click next, you can click next. This is pretty much what the lobby screen looks like when you go actually online. You have all the other players here looking for groups. If you fight some randoms, friends. But if not, you can just get ready. don't need to ensure on the offline raids, because the benefit of offline raids is close to the real thing as you can. Loot, gain experience, practice the map, practice the gun mechanics, practice reloading, looting, doing it fast, doing it slow, whatever you want. And you can even got the kit, you can practice going for some of the quests as well. And the benefit of the offline raids is you don't lose any kit. You can exit whenever you want. You don't have to exfil. You die, you don't lose any stuff either. It's just literally practice. I know some of you might think, but what's the point in that? You don't actually gain anything from it. So the whole point of doing this is to gain knowledge of the maps and to pretty much just practice your footwork with the game. Simply shooting scavs, to just running around the map, learning maybe some of the sneaky spots, doing some of the strength spots so you can jump up high, some of the advantages, and just learning the maps, because the maps are confusing. I still don't fully know the maps. I know the basic, very basic premise of them all. So yeah, so literally load in. Be a bit jumpy, I do apologise, guys. And then do what you want, really. So as a scaffold, it will be chopping frames, so I do apologise if scavs just spawning. This is big red, this is lines, unless you're west in here. But yeah, just get used to it, really. So what we're going to do, I'm going to practice some of the long range shots with my SKS. I haven't got the key. Crash that, we can't do that. But yeah, just have a look around. Obviously, if you don't put on scaffold or scavs, it's silent, really. You still get the same scav raid times. See in top right hand side with all the exfils, they do change. And I'll put a link in the description below for the best map add-on on your spare monitor or on your phone or whatever to help you pretty much. So, as I said, it's same as a raid. Go in, loot stuff. Flash grenade, take that. Some ammo which I'm not going to use. Taking it. So. I can't remember how to change to my own. My red dot start on top. So. You'll laugh. Yeah. As I do keep repeating myself, so I do apologise, but it's just to get used to the game. There's no risk with this at all. So if you get anxious in these sort of games, it completely removes that. It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about running into a Chad, getting absolutely rinsed by level 55, and you're like level 1 or level 20 or whatever. Losing all your kit. It's just a bit of fun. This does really help. You do this as many times as you want. No limit to it. You can take in what you want. Obviously you can't take anything out of the raid. You can practice different things against the scavs. Show you a scav when we get to when I'm running in the direction of gunfights. Customs is a massive map. This is like the right hand side of customs. I believe that's sniper scav. Oh, that was a Mosin. Close. After we've done this raid and killed a couple, I'll show you a couple of other things which I never knew about. I only knew about them simply watching some of the best people on Tarkov ever. I kind of wish the scope had a zoom out option. With the scavs, you can just literally rush them. You don't have to be tactical if you don't want to. But it does get used to killing scavs. Scavs are, I'd say, the biggest threat in the game. Because they can sometimes auto-lock into your heads. They, oh, sugar. Sometimes charge like that. They're just nuts. So just crazy. But don't forget, when you go into an actual raid, you have AI scavs, player scavs. Player scavs are these scavs, but players. They always have different equipment. Sometimes really good equipment. Sometimes equipment which is pretty much not worth looting at all. But player scavs. I can axe, shall we? Let's move it. Player scavs are very hard to pick out nowadays. They have made actual scavs act like player scavs, so it is hard to, if you're not experienced, it can be hard to determine what's what out of the two. If you're a PMC, just pretty much shoot anything stylish. If you want to try and make some friends, but it's hard to. Reloading this. Try and do some more looting. So go up to the bodies. You're out of a reload animation, not myself. Search them as you would in a raid. Loot them. The LPS ammo for the nosing. Food. Stuff to keep an eye on. Water and energy. I'll do another quick raid just to explain that a bit more detail. The key elements is just to get you guys used to the raids. Use the Tarkov wiki maps to get an idea of where stuff is, where stuff spawns, where you can end up running into players. Sniper scav as well, could be up on the silo on that roof. There's also a big metal silo over there as well, so sniper scav could be up there. There's a very deadly scav with an SVD 9 times out of 10, and if you don't land your shots, they can pretty much insta-lock to your head and just ruin your day. This is Crack House. Always plenty of stuff to loot if you get here before anyone else does. So this is a dead scav who's always there. You don't have to kill him for it. Like, yeah, just loot. Grab that. So yeah, this is pretty much what an offline raid is. If you've got like a high-end PC, it shouldn't be jumpy when you scav more. My PC just can't handle the amount of scavs currently spawning in and out, but in a normal raid, it's no problem at all. But just get yourself familiar with the mechanics of the game. Lean in. Maybe got some bullet drop, damage fall off. Doing some sneaky maneuvers like that. And if you don't know the exfils and you want to get out of the offline raid, all you simply have to do, press exit, go disconnect, all that. You don't lose anything when you do it in the offline. But if you go online and you was to exit, as far as I'm aware, I think you do stuff. I've never done it myself. Not sure. So pretty much go down fighting or try and find the next film. Or not to exit. And if you go into a raid and run straight to the next film, you'll get a thing called a run through, which loses found in raid status, and found in raid status to sell things on the flea market when you're 15 and so on. But it's all late game, and further game stuff, not late. But just a quick few other tips and tricks to help you guys when you start off in Tarkov. The one thing I never knew about, that there's a hold breath button. I can't remember what the original keybind was, so I do apologize. So I've got mine to mouse 3. When I'm aiming, I just tap it and it's a lot easier. Go through all the keybinds and you'll be surprised what there is. Let's just find the hold breath button. Where it is. Hold breath is at the very bottom here. Nice mouse force. And then obviously for VoIP as well now. See what the button is to activate it, and the button is to talk. And then crucial button is, remember, L. Inspect the weapon, because if you have a malfunction, you need to press L, inspect the weapon, and then you shift T and it gets rid of the mount. Do it. Yeah, have a look at all the buttons here. Now when it comes to looting, for example, I've just killed a scav, looking at the body, where it comes up. Shortcuts for dragging stuff in. If you don't want to drag and drop, hold control. It'll put it in any empty spaces possible. That's the same for taking stuff out off your person and putting it in your stash when you come out of raid. But if you want to equip stuff, alt and click. So for example, you're in the raid, it won't say discard, it'll say, oh no, it will say discard, sorry. Then it will drop it on the floor. For example, I've just dropped this body armor on the floor, and this is the body armor on the scav or player I've just killed. Left alt and click, and it will put it straight on. Now, one thing you need to remember is there's different types of body armors. You have just a straight up body armor like this. You put a tactical rig over the top. Or you can get body armors which have a tactical rig on them already. don't have anything on the body armor section, your body armor is your tactical rig. Okay, it's just simple as that. Well, sort my stash out later. But yeah, that is what I'd say is the basics of Tarkov when you are new to the game. I know a lot of people might be sitting there thinking, "Oh, Sensei, you're crap at the game. Oh, no one's gonna whatever." I'm just doing stuff which help me, and I want to help a lot of new players out there who are getting into Tarkov because it is a really fun game and it is a steep learning curve, but it is fun. You need to remember you are going to die to bullshit quite often until you grind the game and get used to all the mechanics, from healing to bullet mechanics to weapons to armor, everything, movement. It's a load of stuff, but it is a really fun game. I'm sure you on that one. But one final and most important tip. In Tarkov, you get the opportunity, as I mentioned earlier, to play a scav. Now, playing as a scav, it's no risk with very high potential. As a scav, go in as that said scav. You might have the same one or you might have a completely different one. It changes every single time, whether you exfil or die. It doesn't matter. You'll get given a random scav and it will have a cooldown timer of half an hour till you get your fence rep up. Mine is currently on minus 0.01 because I've been very naughty. That can be for another video. But if you don't want to risk anything in your PMC because you might have gear fear, just play as a scav. When you've done your scav run, do something else to waste the time. Let the timer cool down, then play again. Right? The AI scavs won't shoot you, so all you're going against is PMCs, greedy player scavs, and scav bosses unless your karma is really high. Yeah, that is my beginner tips to Tarkov. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section down below. As I said, I'm not the best Tarkov player in the world. I'm not one of the worst either. Just bog standard player, enjoys the game, survive, but also dies quite often. But yeah, these are my beginner tips, which I've learned from playing the game and have helped me a lot. So, offline raids, scav raids. Remember that you can hold your breath, whether you're a player, scav, or PMC. Remember to inspect your weapon if you have a malfunction. I will see you all in the next video, guys. This is Sensei Snap signing off. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you all soon. If not, I'll see you